going on, everybody? This is Box Blackwell. You're watching Tattoo Topics. Today we're going to cover what it's like to be a tattoo artist in an ever-growing industry. It's not an industry that stays still ever. So we're going to give you some tips and tricks on how to keep up with everything. Tip number 1. Study, study, study. I want you to get on Pinterest, hit on Instagram, get on Facebook. Look at all of these places where people upload their tattoos, right? See what's coming out. See what other people are doing. See what, the new things that are possible, you know? Keep an eye on trends, the fads. I know as a tattoo artist myself, I personally not a fan of fads, not a fan of trendy tattoos, but you need to know how to do them because people are going to walk into your shop and ask for them for sure. You gotta be able to do the latest. You know, you gotta be able to do it. You know, because if you don't, you're gonna fall behind. It is what it is. You can stick to one style if you want to. You might even get by that way, but I think you'd be a lot safer learning how to do what people want. Tip number 2: push yourself. Learn new things. Right? Just learn how to do every style. You know, keep pushing yourself. Don't get stuck. Okay, so I know how to do koi fish. That's about as detailed as I'm gonna go. I mean, you don't know how to do a portrait, push yourself to learn. Learn how to do portraits. I learned how to do portraits. I used to be really afraid of them. They're actually not that terrible, not that hard to do. Don't think of a portrait as a face when you're tattooing it. Don't think about the end result. Think about it like shapes and shades, right? When you make your stencil, you trace out all the shapes and shades of the shadows. It's just different values. Just figure out what values go where. Easy to practice. Get an iPad Pro, it'll help you. Just always be looking to push yourself to learn new stuff, learn new things. Do a more detailed tattoo. This really helps if you're tattooing in a shop around other artists, because when you're around other artists, there's a subconscious thing to want to outdo each other. Not in any kind of competitive way, just a fun competitive. Also, with working in a shop with other artists, you can walk around while they're working. If you're not doing anything, pick up a couple tricks. You know, there's something that they can do that you're not great at. Watch them do it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. If you're taking an apprenticeship, I'm sure you probably don't need to hear this. Tip number 3. Be nice to your customers. For some reason, tattoo artists have a tendency to be a bit of a dick. Don't know why. I have no idea. It's something that started, I guess, with the old school tattoo artists. It's not really needed in today's society. It's actually not well liked in today's society. It is what it is, man. Just be nice to your customers. They're there to throw their hard-earned money at you for doing what you love to do. It's almost no work, you know what I mean? And I understand there's work involved, but not that much. You enjoy it. I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, I'm not sure why you'd end up being a tattoo artist anyway, but to each his own, I guess. Tip number 4: don't be cocky. Please don't think that you have the tattoo industry on a lock, because you don't. You know what I mean? It's a constant learning experience. You never stop learning. If you think that you're done learning, if you think that you've mastered tattooing, you're not going to last. You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to burn out eventually. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep learning. For me personally, I do portrait studies. I do at least 2 a day. Right? I sketch a portrait twice a day. It just is what it is. It's what I do. Keeps me on my toes, keeps my eyes trained to look for things. Because I personally am a realism artist. But it's good for everything. If you have a tattoo that you need to look at a reference for, it helps a lot to have your eye trained enough to look at that picture and do what you're going to do. You know? When you draw the tattoo out first, you color it all up and everything. You want to use that as a reference when you're tattooing, because you already worked it out on paper. Now you just got to apply it to skin. Tip number 5: subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll give you news and tips on everything that's coming up in the tattoo industry, product reviews, and much more. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.